Hey guys, welcome back to Think Beautiful, the channel where I discuss these two and all of their debacles because I found this article and I think this is Meghan Markle clapping back and responding to the Netflix fallout. I'm going to read through this article with you and you're going to see why I think that this is coming from Meghan Markle herself. It is so obvious. So let's get started. This is the article. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have more TV projects on the way after Netflix deal ends. Okay, so straight away, this is like a 180-degree spin around of what has actually happened. So these two have been completely dumped by Netflix. It has been reported everywhere. We all know about it. It's because of their terrible content. It is as simple as that. But no, Meghan Markle wants us to think that she is so successful and holds her head up high, and she never admits defeat, this woman. Never, ever. Meghan Markle is the least humble person of anyone you will ever meet. So, obviously, straight up, the title tells me that this has got Meghan Markle's little dirty fingerprints all over it. And how could they have more TV projects? I mean, in 5 years, these guys have come up with like 4 ideas that actually got produced, that got developed, and they were absolute garbage. The only one that got any kind of tracking with Netflix and viewers was the first one, which is the only reason they got signed in the first place, because we just wanted to hear what the F they had to say. And then we just panned them for the next 5 years anyway. But let's keep going. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are said to have more TV projects on the way after their Netflix deal ends later this year. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex signed a multi-million dollar deal with the streaming giant in 2020, which saw them produce a number of series, including their successful Harry and Meghan show. Like I said, the only reason that Netflix signed them in the first place. Harry's Polo Show, what a snooze fest. And with Love Meghan, what an absolute cringe fest. The contract, which is said to be worth $100 million, is rumored to be coming to an end in September. It is not rumored, it is hashtag facts. Another reason why I feel that Meghan Markle wrote this article, because they are saying, well, it's just rumors. It's just all rumors, you guys. No. This is actually happening. This is real life, Meghan. This is your life. Remember that show? However, sources have claimed that this is sources as Meghan Markle have claimed that the Sussexes are set to sign a first look deal with Netflix when their current agreement ends. Okay, another reason why I think Meghan wrote this article is because all of a sudden it's a great thing. Oh my goodness, now they're signing a first look deal. Wow. According to reports, Harry and Meghan could follow. Here's another reason I think it's written by her. Could follow in the footsteps of former President Barack Obama and his wife Michelle Obama, whose production company Higher Ground now has a similar deal with Netflix. Okay, Meghan Markle, since her TIG days and probably before that, has always tried to insert her name into sentences with other more famous people. She does this all the time. It's her way of associating herself, trying to manifest her future into something more successful, and it has never ever worked. Okay, she is nothing like the Obamas. Okay, nothing, not even close. They're in a different galaxy. Nothing the same about these two, except maybe their relationship status. I don't know, allegedly. But that's honestly, that is about it. She's been doing it all the time, and here we go again. So this reeks of Meghan Markle. But what I wanted to talk about a little bit in this video as well is, what is a first look deal? What exactly is that? Because let me tell you what it actually means. A Netflix first look deal is a contractual agreement where Netflix gets the initial opportunity to review and potentially acquire or invest in projects developed by a production company or individual. This means Netflix gets first dibs on content before it's offered to other studios or streaming services. In exchange, Netflix may provide a development fee for the creator to help fund the project. So basically, they say you have to come to us first. But if we don't want it, go for your life, go wherever you want. They just want initially the first look. And let's see how this would have gone if Meghan and Harry had been on this type of deal from the start. Because if they brought this idea to Netflix on a first look deal, let me tell you what Netflix would have said. Okay, they would have said, no thanks. No thanks. Please take it somewhere else. Hurry up and get it to another streamer pronto. Here, I'll even give you the Paramount numbers to call. Just please get out of the office, okay? They would not have taken this for sure. Similarly, if this thing had landed on Ted Sarando's desk on a first look deal, Ted Sarandos would have very quickly said, nope, not interested. They would know that this type of thing is not going to land with their audiences. They're not stupid, all right? And we would have been saved from having to watch some of these things. Now, Polo. What would Netflix have said if Harry or Meghan, because Meghan's totally associated with this, had pitched this idea to Netflix on a first look deal? They would have said, hard no, no, definitely not. That is an NO. Sorry, not sorry. All right. And last but not least, if this thing had come up and these two had been on a first look deal at this time, let me tell you what Netflix would have said about this. Yeah, they wouldn't have even said anything. They would have been laughing so hard that Harry and Meghan would have just had to leave the office because there would just be no words. They would be rolling on the floor laughing because this show is laughable. So why weren't they on this kind of deal from the start? I have to ask. My goodness. Anyway, let's keep going. An insider, Meghan Markle, told Page Six there are more TV projects coming soon. She's telling us again, just in case we didn't understand it the first time, with both the Duke and the Duchess. Sources also told the publication, Meghan Markle told the publication, that Netflix CEO, here comes a lie, ready for this one? Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos is a fan of Harry and Meghan. So, not just that he is on board with them and they're good friends. Oh no, Meghan goes one step further and says that he is a fan, like he's fangirling over Harry and Meghan. Give me a break. This is such a lie. And here's another piece of a lie, regularly dines with them. I don't believe that. I do not believe that at all for 1 second. The only time I have ever heard of Ted dining with Harry and Meghan was recently, and there's no evidence of this. I'm believing the publications that tell us this garbage. But at the Montecito mansion, there was a dinner. We had Brooklyn Beckham, we had Nicola Beckham, sorry, Peltz Beckham. My apologies. Because that's what you do these days. You put both names together. You know, what's her name? Jamie Kern Limo. Everyone's got three names. I need another name. I need Think Beautiful Markle, or I don't know. I need to add to it. Anyway, the only time I've heard is that moment when he was at their house. Allegedly, they were having a dinner party. Honestly, it was probably just the final hurrah. See you later. Handshake. Please sign this because you haven't come to the office to sign it. I've had to bring it to the dinner. Sign your life away, please. And see you later. And good luck at another streamer. Bye bye. That's probably what that dinner was about. Honestly, I have seen them dining more regularly with other people, such as, interestingly, Paramount. Because here we have Harry and Meghan having their wedding anniversary dinner, no less, as you do, with business pals. It's so weird. So weird. There is Brian Robbins. He is the CEO of Paramount, and that is Tracy, who Meghan has been circling like a shark for years and years now. Clearly, because she's married to Brian, honestly. And look at Harry sitting on the end there. Doesn't that just remind you of that dinner, that banquet in Colombia where Harry was sitting on the end? Can't get into the conversation because he can't quite hear it. He's seated too far away. Meghan clearly is driving the conversation. You can just see it there. It's her and Tracy having a chin wag. Anyway, that is where I think this conversation is going. It's more leaning towards Paramount. She's not interested in Ted Sarandos, and they're certainly not dining out regularly. Anyway, let's keep going. The former Suits actress is already set to return with a second season. There's another lie. There's quite a lot of lies on this page. That is not a second season, okay? That is season one that has been strung out, has been stretched out of her lifestyle show with Love Megan, which was filmed at the first time as her first season in the fall. I don't understand that sentence. Great editing there. Anyway, it was filmed in the fall. Whatever. We don't need to know the first time. What does that even mean? Rumors, they're not rumors, about the status of the Sussexes' deal with Netflix ending began spreading after recent data from the streaming platform revealed that With Love Megan didn't crack the top 300 most viewed shows on the platform in the first half of 2025. Guys, it barely made the top 400, let's be honest. The stats showed that the series was viewed 5.3 million times, landing it at 383rd place in the ranking of most watched shows, which is terrible. When you're a duchess and you're on a contract that's meant to be worth 100 million, that's terrible. The same number of viewers also tuned into the fourth season of the legal drama Suits on Netflix, which features Meghan. Topping the chart was the popular drama Adolescence, racking up 145 million views, followed by the second season of Squid Games with 117 million views. Now, I wanted to take a look at this list because I've heard a lot about it, but I never actually saw the list. So I've downloaded a copy. I'm going to put a link in the description of this video to the website where you can go and download it and have a look at all of the shows and understand all of the rankings. But I wanted to show you a bit about this because how do Netflix measure the views? And this is really interesting, and I just wanted to share this. So, the simplest way to measure engagement is by views, which is the total hours viewed divided by the runtime. Okay, because if someone just clicks on With Love Megan accidentally and accidentally watches it for like a minute, that doesn't count as a view. That's really important to understand because I thought it did, but it doesn't. They're adding up how many hours this thing has been viewed, this garbage has been viewed. So they get the total number of hours and they divide that by how long the show actually goes for. So that's the run time, which is very fair because it means that just because a show is shorter, it's kind of on a level playing field compared to a show that is really long. It's obviously going to have a longer run time. So they divide it. So that makes a lot of sense. And I've done a little bit of a check on that. And you can see there that the numbers are fairly accurate. I guess their views there in the last column are rounded, so I can't get exact numbers, but you can see that that formula works. Okay. So this is the top 10, and you can have a look for yourself as well. So you can see there Adolescence by quite a lot of views. So that was very, very successful. You've also obviously got Squid Games there and other things that I've never watched or interested in watching. But anyway, it's all there. If you scroll far enough down, okay, you will find With Love Megan. And there you go. It actually is at 383. I had to double check it because I don't trust anyone these days. But there are quite a lot of shows. You can see there are 11 shows with that same number of views. So again, this number must be rounded. I can't see exactly what it is, but for some reason they've put her at 383. So I have to go with that. They must know that that's exactly where she sits. And you can see there that Suits is above. So what I want to point out here is that keep in mind, Meghan is in that series of Suits. That was in 2011. So just let this sink in for a minute. In 14 years, from 2011 to today, 2025, Meghan Markle has, and the statistics are telling me they're right in front of us, guys, she has gone backwards. She has actually slipped further down the ladder, further down the pole, let's say, because regardless of all of the things she has been able to achieve, and I say achieve, with little quotation marks, because did she actually achieve them? Well, not really, but they were handed to her. She has certainly had opportunities handed to her on a silver platter. And she has a title. She's a member of the royal family. It's on the website. Despite all of those factors, she has still gone backwards in 14 years. We are absolutely watching the demise of Meghan Markle. It is a slow demise, and we're not seeing the numbers easily. But this, for me, tells me 100% that is what is going on. She is slipping. You just don't see numbers like this all the time. So I just wanted to share that with you. It's pretty hilarious. Okay. Now, the Sussexes' debut show on Netflix, their docu-series, which includes allegations, we all know this, lies as well, they forgot to put that in there, against the royal family, was a major hit. I mean, hit doesn't mean positive though, okay? What they just mean is lots of views, is what that means. However, the couple haven't been able to duplicate that success with other projects like the sports centric Polo or the documentary Heart of Invictus. Honestly, it wouldn't have mattered who had put forward those ideas, Polo or Heart of Invictus, because they're just garbage. The content is no good. But on top of that, these two basically traded their future for that docu-series. That is my opinion. They said, we're going to go all in, we're going to throw in the towel, and then we're going to spend the next 5 years wondering why no one wants anything to do with us. It's just ridiculous. And also what I want to remind you is this Polo. Okay, we're talking about Polo now. This thing is on the list for Netflix, as was just mentioned. But seriously, you're going to get RSI if you scroll down. It's a long way to scroll down. I'm telling you now, 3,436. You will injure yourself just trying to find this. So just trust me, it is there. Okay, you can see it there. Dismal ranking. Look at that. That is just embarrassing. Now, Meghan Markle will have you believe that this was Harry's show. This was Harry's thing. But I just want to remind everyone that Meghan Markle was very much involved in this failure, if not integral to the failure. Because just remember, she was also an executive producer. Don't forget that. The only reason her name is second there is because Harry was, I guess, the face of it to a degree. He wasn't actually the face. Nacho was the face. Where's Nacho these days? No one's heard of him. And obviously, as well, Archwell Productions, which is very much Meghan's thing. It's her way of getting back into Hollywood, and that is her as well. So Meghan Markle also achieved this terrible number. There's such a long number, I can't even be bothered to say it. Anyway, let's keep going. So, in the 8-episode series with Love Meghan, the former Suits star offers entertaining advice, okay, and prepares meals, barely, alongside famous pals, including the Office's Mindy Kaling. Harry appears only once during the inaugural season's finale when he accompanies Meghan, her mum, Doria Ragland, and friends for an alfresco celebratory meal. How could we forget this? Now, something I just noticed about this picture as well, I'd never noticed it before, but look at Harry. He's not even raising his glass. He could not care less. Meghan's got her arm all the way extended, okay? This raising the glass thing hasn't just started. It's been going for a little while. She's had time to get her arm all the way out. She looks like she's almost sticking her finger up to Harry. It's such a straight arm she's got there. And Harry's like, nah, not budging. Not at all. Look at that. His arm is like against his chest. So telling. Oh, so funny. During the meal, Meghan makes a toast saying, "This feels like a new chapter that I'm so excited that I get to share, and I've been able to learn from all of you." She hasn't learned from anyone. In what will likely be interpreted as a reference to the limitations she experienced during her time as a working royal. Of course, everything is a jab. We know that. We're used to that. That's just her love language, isn't it? It's how she talks. Meghan revealed to people that her kids, yeah, we know who they are, Archie and Lily, came to visit her while filming, describing it as really special because up until then they hadn't seen me at work. Would you call that show work? And discussed how she and Harry enjoyed a nightly nightcap recap when they share details about their respective days. I don't even think that's true. I don't think these two are doing nightcap recaps. I think Meghan's doing a nightcap for sure. I'm not sure how much recapping's going on, and I'm not sure how much Harry is participating in any of this. Allegedly, my opinion. My husband met me when I had the former lifestyle website, The Tig, and I see this spark in his eye. Hang on, let me see. Is there a spark in his? I don't see it. I don't see a spark. They might look glazed, but that's certainly not a spark. I see this spark in his eye when he sees me doing the thing that I was doing when he first met me, she explained. It's almost like a honeymoon period again. Alongside the series, Meghan also launched her lifestyle brand as ever, selling products such as wine jam and cookie mix. The Mirror US has contacted representatives for Prince Harry and Meghan as well as Netflix for comment. Of course, no one has comments. But I also want to share this little thing with you because when I read that sentence there, my husband met me when I had the former lifestyle website, The Tig, and I see this spark, yada yada. I I couldn't believe it. I had to just figure this out because that is one sentence there. Look how many times she mentions herself in one sentence. Okay. My husband met me when I had the former lifestyle website, The Tig, and I see this spark in his eye when he sees me doing the thing that I was doing when he first met me. Okay, that is 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mentions of herself in one sentence. That is that is incredible. That has got to be a record. 7 mentions of herself. If that is not narcissistic personality disorder, I don't know what is, allegedly, in my opinion. Okay. And then she finishes that sentence off. She finishes it off by saying, "It's almost like a honeymoon period again," which would have to mean that Harry is the one in the honeymoon period. Harry is the one in love with her. She's not feeling any type of honeymoon period. That is her saying he loves me. Me. That is crazy. I had to share that because I've never seen that level of narcissism in my entire life. It's it's certainly it's worthy of an award. She might as well do a narcissism documentary on Netflix. I mean, they should say yes to that. I mean, she's obviously a case study. Anyway, guys, that is what I have for you today. Meghan Markle completely responding, in my opinion, to the Netflix flop, the Netflix canning, the Netflix dumping She, of course, had to say something. So she's dressing it up as though it's a positive once again, when we all know it is just another fail. She's racking them up faster than you can say. With love, Meghan, honestly. She might as well just sit the rest of the year out, because it's only going to get worse if she keeps doing anything. Just stay at home, Meghan. That is my mantra for you, Megan. Stay at home, stay at home, stay at home. I'm trying to help you out here. Honestly, just please listen to me. But guys, thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe, and I'll keep these videos coming. Thank you. Bye.